Hello, you. Welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Uzuri Gardens. My first time in the park in about 2 months, I guess, Mas?
It's been a while. It's just nice to be back on track.
Sure is. Mass Bandit's with me as always, and I'm cracking on with I was going to say where he left off in the last episode, but it's not actually. It's a little bit before where he left off because I deleted. I got rid of your store. I'm sorry.
With my permission, no worries.
Yes, of course. Yes, I did. I was going to play up a narrative then, but no, I did check that it was okay because I knew you went 100% with it. And it's a good building. I've actually kept the building. We've got a bit of a graveyard going on over the other side of the park.
Oh,
so
cool.
I've gone and stuck it in there because you never know. Like, there may be someone else we can work it. There's no reason to get rid of it. But it didn't kind of fit this theme that was quite organically coming out of this coaster, right? It wasn't something that either of us particularly decided on.
No, it all had to do with what Sylv left us. Yeah, and it just sort of happened.
And it's the this idea of a curved roof on the station to get the fly-through on it kind of had a bit of a feel of a hangar. And we thought that's quite cool because we were going to struggle to do the gorilla theme, even though we called the ride Silverback, because, you know, like I said, I think I said it in the last episode, the only thing we could really do is make a gorilla out of our shapes, which was going to look
like a balloon.
It was, exactly. At best, it was going to look like a balloon, I think. That was probably the best we could have hoped for, is that we'd look like a balloon. So this kind of hangar thing kind of came quite naturally out of that, and I thought we could run with it, and it's quite a good idea. So this is a rebuild of the gift shop then, really sort of lying into that hangar style.
Absolutely.
And I actually found it, I think it's a restaurant, and I think it's in a Disney park. I think it might be in California Adventure.
If it's the picture you show me, that totally is the California. And I was in California Adventure once the year it opened, and I think they've even rethemed the airfield since then. So, but I know that whole park's gone under like 3 different rebuilds. So,
right.
But
I know very little about that park. That's the one with. Is that the one with Pixar Pier that is now Pixar Pier?
I think it's now Pixar Pier. Yeah, it's got the Grizzly River Run rapids and the Screamin'. It used to be Screamin' over California. That was the name of the coaster. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one that Mike did a bit of a rebuild of, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He got his 3 episodes.
It's a weird one. That one. It's like a weird. It's unlike any other Disney, really, isn't it? That.
Yeah, it's definitely. Like I said, I haven't been there since sophomore year of high school, so that would have been 04. It's been a while.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But
this is
it's a bit
custom.
of a weird one, but that is it is, and purely from necessity, because I couldn't. You know that thing with the sign where you sink it in just enough that the alpha layer of the text still sticks through. Just couldn't do it here for some reason. It would stick through one bit and not on the other, and a bit through.
That's weird.
I don't know if there's something about the texture of these, because these are quite textured, these wall pieces, I guess.
That's odd.
You know, because they. The actual item is quite flat, but then they've used a lot of it looks very 3D, right? You know, the planks.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's got something to do with that. But yeah, basically out of necessity I had to make it custom. So there's no font there or anything. I literally just started throwing letters down until it looked, you know. So it's called the Hangar Snacks and Gifts. So we really sort of dived into the hangar feel of it, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Actually, using some materials that we haven't really used yet, but kind of still work. So this modern wood and these modern windows.
Yeah, I always forget about the modern wood. I'm never sure if it's going to fit, but it looks really good here. I think
it fit. It's okay if you kind of cover it a little and do stuff with it. I think if you use it on its own, it can be quite false looking, maybe. I don't know. But as soon as you start sort of trimming it and adding bits with it, I think it actually works quite. I think it just looks quite nice as a different plank of wood from the other couple that you use.
And then you use the more distressed coloring for trim and stuff, and then it fits right in. So
yeah, I think you have to kind of distress it down a little bit with the extras, and the same with those windows as well. They're a really great window if you just want to do like a large pane of glass.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, you've gone to kind of sync them in and do a bit of work with them and stuff to really sort of make them work. But so if you go and have a look at the hangar bar, I think it's called, or it's something like Joe's Hangar Bar or something like that, I guess, to see what I'm going for here. But
I was impressed. I was impressed with the speed with which you did it. You said once we agreed that you were going to do it, couldn't have been more than like an hour or two later. You're like, boom, here it is. I was like, oh, it was
about an hour, yeah. And to be honest with you, I've been chomping at the bit. I've said this to you before. I've been chomping at the bit to get back into Uzuri since I gave it up. It doesn't happen very often when, like, I actually really want to play Blanco, and to the point where I've opened Pinewood Hills a couple of times, and like just tinkered.
Yep. I did the same with Conifer.
Nothing worth it. I saw some pictures of Conifers the other day. Yeah, that's it. You did a bit more than tinker, though, right?
No, that coaster's been sitting there for months. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
No.
Okay,
I haven't tinkered. No.
Okay. But I've been going in and just doing some like fencing and path edging and that sort of stuff. Trying to make that look like a windsurf.
I love it. I knew exactly what it was.
Does it kind of work?
Yeah, I
okay,
think
cool.
so.
Once it works. But yeah, that's the point. I got Pinewood, but just not able to do enough for a video, which is why there hasn't been one. But I have been nipping in and out of Planko, and then obviously as soon as I got my hands back on Uzuri, I dived in and did that.
That's awesome.
This bit here, somebody suggested lockers, I think.
Yeah, it was Josh from Brunation.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea. The problem is it's a really steep bit of terrain.
Yeah.
And I tried my hardest to try and make an area suitable for lockers work, and I just couldn't really get it because it's really quite at all angles it kind of comes down. It starts at one corner and comes down to another. So instead, I just went for some planting really, and sort of filled it out with some planters, and just this is based on nothing. I just kind of came up with this sort of higgledy-piggledy rock work, and again trying to concentrate a little bit on planting because it's something that I think you're nailing in this park, and it's something I've kind of struggled with a little. So I'll be honest with you, I take a lot of my cues here from the planting you've done around the area.
Bamboo.
Bamboo. Yeah, that's a bamboo.
That's it.
But I think it works because one, it's helped me kind of figure out how stuff gets laid out, but then also like it would be similar to the other side, right? So kind of you can see here I'm jumping back and forth and pretty much copying and pasting plants across and kind of figuring out how they work. And I'm quite happy with how it turns out in the end.
Yeah, that feels real smart. That would be that would make sense. They'd plant all this at the same time. It would be the same.
Yeah, of course.
Flowers. Yeah.
Like we said before, this whole area will have been done together. No, I've just realised we've run out of time lapse. My word. Let's jump into. Well, we already have jumped into real time.
Man, we're good at this.
So, as you can see, we've had a little bit of work done here. First thing is this large green area that was leading up to it. I've just turned it into like a picnic area, I guess.
Are those functional?
No.
Okay.
So,
I was like, did we get new? I was like, first of all, how did you do that?
Basically, place path down, put them down, then delete the path. That's kind of what I've done there.
Okay.
So no, they're not functional, unfortunately, but I just they look good. I did try with that.
Don't even tell me the invisible paths.
But, with those, you just end up with logs all over the place and stuff.
Wouldn't you think that would be when you click delete or no curbing? Wouldn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
You would
now.
think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
but no, it doesn't. I've done it in places in Pinewood, and it's kind of okay, but they need to be relatively square to make it work properly.
Yes, you can hide all the nubbins. Yeah.
So yeah, we've kind of got it like this, and it's fine. It just kind of fills the area.
Sure.
I didn't want to just put more planting there because we wanted to keep the coaster view kind of open here. Mm-hmm. So even though it's built up a little bit and we've got some foliage either side of it, you still get the shot of the coaster roaring through. And I quite like the fact that it almost looks like it's coming through the jungle a bit more now, as opposed to just it was just on a big green open area.
Right.
And I just think from here, which is the Sea Lions. Oh, by the way, I had a couple of guests come in to check for some pathing and stuff, but
it immediately makes such a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just
it really
see him
does,
walking around, you're like, yeah.
I'm kicking him out now.
Okay.
We can't film well enough with them in. We'll leave the archers; they can hang around.
Okay.
So from here, I think you got a really great shot.
Yeah, it's very clear where to go. I like that.
Yeah. So talking about where to go, let's head down here.
Awesome. So you fenced all this off.
So all this has been fenced through now. Yeah, I've done a lot of fence work. Took your fence that you'd got already and carried it on down that way.
Awesome.
And then here we've got we've kind of played with the hangar theme and also maybe like the Silverback theme a little bit like all, you know, the gorillas come in and smash the plane up a little, you know.
Sure.
And obviously you can see in the background there we've got a plane
old
flat ride.
School flat, yeah.
So this is being built out the pieces. I originally put down the main one, but it's so big.
Oh, really? So this is pieces.
At least no. It's the pieces of the plane, but there's one where the plane is
right.
Just
no,
built.
that's what I mean. Like it's okay. Cool.
And I just with those pieces, you can just squish everything together a little bit and make it a little smaller. You know, so that's why I do it that way.
Is that? So with the wing? Oh, it's just the wing. Okay, I was like,
so there's a wing flat and then another one there.
Okay. Cool.
It's just one of those things I've never used.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah. So it's quite fun to put down. I thought it's a sort of set piece they would have coming into the area, and I purposefully used steam as opposed to smoke, because again I thought it was more realistic. They would have dry ice coming off this kind of thing. You know?
Right, absolutely. Yeah, the smoke is too real. That's the problem with the particle effects. They're too good.
They look like what they're meant to look like.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
But that's okay because you've got the mist here, which I think works pretty well as steam or well, it's not steam, is it? What's that like? It's just like
fog.
Water vapor. Isn't it really fine water vapor they use?
Yeah, it would be a mist. Exactly.
Yeah.
Gosh, I still love this view here.
It's just awesome, isn't it? This sort of
still really
track
like it.
roaring past.
Yeah.
And then we come into a circular area that leads us into the coaster, where I've used Rubel's awesome midway.
Okay. So we talked about that, and some people in the comments did mention that Busch Gardens has them. And
Busch Gardens has them, and also Islands of Adventure has them as well. In the Jurassic Park area, there's a midway section.
Really?
So it's not unprecedented.
Okay.
And, they're all really, really loosely attached. By the way, they're like one of them's called a Hammond hitters or something. You know, like for the
like a whack-a-mole.
Yeah, something like that. So we've got a toilet block and first aid block here on the right.
Good, yeah. I don't think we even have a first aid yet, so that's good.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, so we've got one of those in there.
Excellent.
And then all I've done with these is stripped the roof off them and recolored them.
Okay.
Other than that, they're Rubel's.
I think it works, though. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it works well.
And then I've carried this sort of hangar style.
Yeah, the little curved roof there is
know.
totally tying it all. That's really nice. I like that.
And then we've got a flat ride in. Behind the flat
like
ride,
this.
you can see spin around the new sign. So
look at you.
In the last episode, you did put a sign down using the adventure text, and as good as that text is,
and it is wonderful. It's fantastic.
It is really, really good. I just felt that the coaster deserved something a little bit more custom.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree at all after seeing this.
This took most of my time this week.
It's damn good. Like that's damn good.
The sign itself, the writing itself, is based on a cafe in Canada called Williams. I don't know if you get them in the States.
No, I've never heard of them.
It's like a relatively healthy eating cafe.
Okay.
It's a bit like the theming's a little bit like the Rainforest Cafe, but not as like they're much smaller buildings.
Sure.
You nip in like a Subway kind of size, but they've kind of got that sort of style behind them, and the font is a little bit like that. But so did that, and then originally here there was a gorilla face, that I made out of art shapes that took. Oh, look at the coaster running past. I know. That took far too long, and didn't really turn out that way.
It was massive. In fact,
it was huge.
You're going to see it on the screen right now.
Ah, thanks. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I have kept a screenshot of it, and I was kind of happy with how I think it could have done with a little bit more detail. But the main problem was that due to the art shapes, it was just huge.
To be fair, that's such a large gap to cross that the parts, the art shape sizes, I think are perfect sized for what they need to do. And I think the gorilla looks good. I have to ask, which is your reference? It totally feels like one of the gorillas from the movie Tarzan.
Oh, I literally just Googled gorilla silhouette.
Okay, I was wondering.
I have no idea.
Okay.
It's just a gorilla silhouette, and I traced it. It was my wife's idea actually to do a gorilla silhouette after she saw the face.
I think it's really good. I really enjoy it.
No, not horrible. Just like, oh my god, what is that face? But yeah, no, I think it's turned out really well.
Yeah,
really quite.
And I have to commend you on how well you incorporate those the flat in the area. I mean, it's just in the center, and it totally feels natural and not overbearing at all. I love.
I think so. Yeah. We'll have a bit of an open view of it later, so you can sort of see all the layout of it and stuff. But then otherwise, you could come up now here into the ride itself, and then this is kind of where you left off.
That's great.
So we've got the hangar coming in here, snacks and gifts. I've actually put a gift store in there as well.
Oh, good. So they'll actually come in there.
So they can actually buy stuff.
Great. So we'll see the people come through and people going in. That'll be perfect.
Yeah. Because some people do that, right? You don't actually ride the ride, but you might just.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then pretty much all the other stuff I've done is kind of just like beginning to tie the back of the sea lions up and stuff. So. This is sort of all tied up.
Oh,
now
okay.
here.
Look at that. Yeah. I'm curious to see how it looks from the sea lion show now, because you mentioned that with foliage in there, it would probably feel better.
Personally, I think it turned out okay. You can still see maybe a little bit more of the ride than I would like.
I think that's way better.
But with the foliage,
but it frames the top of the lift. Look at that. Oh, I think that's great. Awesome.
Yeah, I've purposely kind of left this this view here open a little, so you can kind of see the structure of it. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm kind of happy with it. Right, let's have a look on the top-down view. So here we go. You can kind of see where that sits in the comparison of all of them. It kind of had to sit a little further out, but I think it's okay. I think it sort of ties in quite nicely. I think you can tell maybe they've had to sort of carve out. This is a later expansion, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. But I like it. I think it still flows pretty well. That the round, the path going all the way around the flat there, I think is a nice way to make it not feel so dead end, I guess.
Yeah, that was kind of the only thing I could think of to make it not, because my other thought was to maybe bring a path this way, but then we're chopping the backstage in half again. And it's just not something I was really looking at doing.
Right.
So there you go. So it comes up this way there, and also from around the crocodiles is links up as well. But I purposely wanted this to kind of seem like almost like a secondary path,
Yeah, sure.
So this is just kind of a bit of foliage and
if you're the gardens part of Uzuri Garden.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just sometimes you need a little bit of growth,
Yeah, no, this is great. You've really made it feel like. So like last episode, it was make it feel like it belongs where it's at, and now you made it feel like it belongs in the park.
Kind of tie it into the park. Yeah, that was definitely my sort of remit that I gave myself this week. And then just the beginnings of neatening up the backstage as well, and just really sort of placing out where that's going to sit.
Look at that. Yeah, that's going to be nice and big. I like that.
Yeah, you've got plenty to do there. And then here, I think it's going to sort of come right around here to be the service point for the safari start.
Yep. Sounds good.
So
I saw you gave the calamari safari. You gave it a proper sign.
We are now calamari safari.
So dumb.
We need something for the carousel, I think. Although I'm quite happy for it just to be called carousel, because they very rarely have a themed name, right?
Sure, Uzuri carousel.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I have no problem with that. But everything else, I think
the bug house still needs a sign.
Bug house. Oh, and then this one itself, the in-game it's called Test Pilot, I think, or Test Flight or something. And I've just left it as that for now. But if anyone in the comments can think of anything that's a bit more suited, if you can somehow tie gorillas into it, I'd be quite impressed.
Biplanes in the mist.
So nice. But otherwise, I think we could probably call, although it, obviously a little bit more planting here, but that kind of depends on where the safari goes.
Right.
I think otherwise we can kind of put a line under Silverback.
Absolutely. The part, at least, the very least, the part where the guests are interacting with it is definitely done.
Yeah.
I like it.
We can say it's finished.
I'm very impressed. Wow.
It only took nearly 3 months for our first coaster to go in.
Well, it was originally, our original plans were heavy on the zoo, light on the ride, so it makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Like I said in the last episode, I think we might shift focus a little bit towards toward more rides and maybe just kind of do
a couple more animal exhibits and then safari and
I think so too.
Because I feel like we kind of need to box this off before Planet Zoo comes out.
Oh, I agree. I think so.
For a few reasons. One, I think we'll both want to play the new hotness that is Planet Zoo.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
and
that
then also,
tortoise.
I think, oh man, I'm into it.
I never thought I'd be that excited for a tortoise, yet here we are.
For a tortoise, yeah. But I think the good thing about that is, like, as I said in a little video I did about it, like, it just shows you that they're really kind of, although those tortoises,
multiple tortoises, I don't know. Although they have been in zoo games before, I think the fact that they've shown this one as one of their lead animals, like the first animal we've had after the original dozen or whatever we've been talking about, was a giant tortoise. I think that was a really strong move, because that's kind of like, look, we're taking this seriously. It's not just lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Right. Not all those.
We're giving you all the exactly,
or e-tickets, I guess.
Like you're still getting your like the sort of animal that will eventually go in here.
Yeah, your aardvark.
Exactly. Your anteater, something like that. That just people are quite happy about looking at, but you're never going to go to the zoo to see the new one, right?
Right, exactly.
So, and I think that's really a good thing that they're working.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Cool, boy. Now, what am I gonna do?
Well, I think really we have to start to come back over here.
Yeah, we got to pick up where we left off. Yep.
Yeah, really. Sort of start, and we've got this. So really, sort of boxing off elephants.
We never looked at that mess of terrain.
Yeah, this thing.
I
was this meant to be like a viewing? Is it gonna be a viewing
but then I was like,
area?
Let's look into the house. That's dumb.
Yeah,
that's not a good place for that. So.
But I'll leave that's you. That's your.
I will delete
I'll let
that.
You finish that. And just a little bit, like around the back of the flamingos needs finishing, so I'll do that. But then otherwise, I think we need to work towards this, carrying on with this African area.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's probably
start
next.
heading towards the proper safari.
And actually get towards the proper safari. Yeah. So exciting stuff. Looking forward to seeing what you do next, because it is. Kind of go where you want to go now. Right?
Yeah, I'll have to give it a good think and see if the fire is still lit and can be, I can get as much done as I did last time. I think it is. I'm pretty pumped. So yeah, I feel good.
Sometimes it's nice to kind of know what you're aiming towards, though, right?
Yeah, that was the thing. It was nice to have a specific goal for last episode. Yeah. So we'll have to come up with a specific goal that I can. I think that plaza, that concrete plaza, that is. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's probably the next thing, because that's a different style as well. It's always good to start building in a new style, I think. So I'll just see looking at some of the sight lines of the coaster in the background, the tree.
Yep,
looking good. Awesome stuff. Right, thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, you can give us a like. It really does help out the channel. And if you're not already, of course, don't forget to subscribe. Any thoughts, queries, suggestions, pop them down in the comments. If you fancy a chat, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at John Sparrow. You can find Mast at what's yours?
Mass Bandit 102.
102.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Mast as well, of course, for all the even number episodes of this series. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.